There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on the past few days. Today is November the 13th, and there's just been constant a flood of constantly massive Bitcoin Cash news. It's just been going wild. It's just been, it's like wildfire. Probably the best way to put it. Bitcoin Cash news here, Bitcoin Cash news there, Bitcoin Cash is taking over, Bitcoin is dead. Is SegWit2x really dead? That's another thing that also I've read. Look, in my previous videos that I made, and I did actually touch base on this, which I found quite interesting, that it's kind of still traveling on into the Bitcoin Cash news today. Was SegWit really a coincidence, or was it not a coincidence? It almost seemed to be like, as I said in the last video, things could have been almost like it was perfectly timed for the SegWit2x cancellation, which is quite interesting. And even the way the whole thing was cancelled was just out of the blue. I mean, it was just like suddenly bang, no 2x. And normally when things just don't appear to be right and there's something that's odd, and it's that, that little, those intuitive feelings that you get that something's just not quite right, they are actually the times where things are really not right, and the smallest little inkling of suspicions could be completely warranted. And when I was doing that video, I was thinking that. I thought, geez, yeah, something's just not right here with how quickly the SegWit was cancelled and how timely it was cancelled, and then all of a sudden we get this massive Bitcoin Cash run-up, which was just, phenomenal. So, today is November the 13th. If we look at Bitcoin Cash right now, it's gone on to a massive decline. So it's like $1,271. Bitcoin dropped from like 7,800 all the way down to, it plummeted to $6,100, and now it's currently 6,200. But the top rally of Bitcoin Cash, it apparently soared to, huge amounts, $2,400. And I also missed out too, because I wanted to be, part of that. So wow. Here we go. Bitcoin Cash price surpasses $1,800, owning the second largest market cap as well. And I think temporarily it actually did nearly take place, or it did take the number 2 market cap, which was currently owned by Ethereum. So that's there's just been so much going on with Bitcoin Cash markets, and one of the things that actually stood out to me, just in my thoughts and opinions on this, and I might add in this video, I forgot to mention that these are just my opinions and thoughts on the matters of what's going on at hand in the cryptocurrency community. Please don't take this for financial advice. Take this for entertainment purposes only, and for research purposes as well. And if you find this interesting, which I hope you do. So was the New York agreement fake? Was that actually just perfectly timed in with the big institutional guns as part of a smokescreen to cover up for a potential Bitcoin Cash mega rise? Is that what it was for? And could it have been? Maybe not. But the timing was just, it was just so interwovenly perfect that we don't know, again, what could have been going on behind closed doors, behind the scenes with any of this. And it was just interesting how everything was executed perfectly so the Bitcoin Cash rise could just keep going up and up and up and gaining momentum, and then the guys at the top cash out, and they make huge amounts of profits. And yeah, I just kind of found that to be quite coincidental, actually, for more my liking. So there's a lot of what are we on now? I think it's like days later, so it has been on a bit of a huge rally, Bitcoin Cash. So it kind of started off at around 300, and then it just went up to 2,400, and now it's just dropped back to what it is now, 1,270 at the moment. But it's gained so much momentum and so much news coverage and it's in the spotlight. Bitcoin Cash is in the spotlight yet again. And you know, the guys who are running Bitcoin Cash, and you know, I actually love cryptocurrencies. I think, you know, there are Bitcoin people who are the maximalists out there who love Bitcoin. You know, we've even got maximalists now in Bitcoin Cash. You know, there's maximalists in everything, just a bad in the crypto world. But you know, I support cryptos in general. I just support the whole crypto space because it is so new. So, you know, if there is action going on, whether or not it's good action or bad action, it is still stuff that is going on in the crypto world. So with Bitcoin Cash, yeah, you know, there's a war going on. Is Bitcoin Cash better than Bitcoin? Yes, Bitcoin Cash is better than Bitcoin. It's going to be the new Bitcoin. I personally don't believe that. I mean, there's a long road ahead for Bitcoin Cash. In fact, personally, I don't think Bitcoin Cash is going to be the new Bitcoin. It's just ridiculous. I mean, think about it. Bitcoin is the original Bitcoin. It has proven a test of time. It's been, you know, it's been the snail, and I really like the analogy of the snail. Hang on, I'm just going to type up snail. Snails are so gorgeous. Look at them. What do snails do? Like they're really slow, you know. They grow. I mean, they move really, really slowly, but they. Oh, look at this one. This is really cute. They eventually. There you go. Snail. There. That's Bitcoin. Bitcoin the snail. Bitcoin the gold snail. And they move slowly, but they actually get where they want to go. And people want to see Bitcoin Cash as the new Bitcoin, but they can't because Bitcoin's been around since, you know, 2009 or whatever. It's been around since the dawn of time. It's proven itself. There's, you know, new terminology and words with Bitcoin. It's anti-fragile, and every single time it gets a hit, it just keeps coming back. And Bitcoin Cash believers, although, you know, it has 8 megabyte blocks, it's really supported by the miner community and the Asian community. It's actually more centralized. Actually, it's way more centralized. Bitcoin is decentralized, and it hasn't proven itself, Bitcoin Cash, you know. Like, it's a new gun that's come in this year, and while it does have, and I'm actually just bringing up the good points of Bitcoin Cash, it has a lot of good points about it. However, there's just no point having a competition between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin when Bitcoin Cash can just have its own competition and just do well on its own. There's plenty of space in the crypto world for two cryptos to coexist side by side amicably and doing a good job, both at the same time. You know, they just serve different purposes. You know, why does Bitcoin Cash have to compete against Bitcoin anyway? It's just ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, look at this. Bitcoin Classic, oh, here we go. In an official statement Thursday release, Bitcoin Cash, and said its volatility meant that Bitcoin Cash had fulfilled its promise. It is now up to you which chain will gain the most traction, and up to the next billion people to start to use Bitcoin Cash. I'm sure we'll just drop the cash and call it Bitcoin, he stated. You know, in the aftermath of SegWit2x apparent failure, funds appear to be flowing into the rival Bitcoin fork as investors hedge bets over a duplicate chain appearing. You know, it's just a bit ridiculous, this trying to make Bitcoin Cash the new Bitcoin, I think. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on Reddit as well. Yeah, there's a lot of, here we go, Bitcoin Cash will not take over Bitcoin. And there's just so much press releases on Bitcoin Cash and, you know, the pump and dump and that. And, you know, the whole point of Bitcoin Cash is, I believe, just the big institutional people making money off Bitcoin Cash, because part of the Bitcoin Cash development team, Roger Ver and those other guys, you know, they're the big guys. They've got a lot of money behind them. You know, Roger's very charismatic. It's led by people who've got a lot of money to choose their right timing to pump this coin to the max, and they can do that. But unfortunately, you know, for the little guys out there, you know, like you and me, who maybe not have much funds, who may not even know about what happens in the crypto world and when to get in and when to get out, because it's not that simple. People can lose a shitload of money. They can lose so much money because they don't know when to ride the wave and when to get in. It's only the guys who pump the coin up that know when to get in and when to get out. And then when some new person that, you know, doesn't really have much experience and they just don't have much money to play either, they get in and then they just get burned. And that's just, that's not good at all. It's not good for the small guys. And I think this whole Bitcoin Cash, the issues of what's been going on at the top of the game, you know, we also forget about what's going on to the small guys out there who may have lost their money in this run up. So, you know, I'd like to say, in terms of, you know, continuing on with the aftermath of Bitcoin Cash and what's going on afterwards, and there is going to still be a lot of press release information. There's going to be a lot of discussions and a lot of focus now on Bitcoin Cash because it's gone up higher than it actually did the first time. And on a good side, that's actually good because that's more focus on the crypto community in general. But in terms of taking the spotlight away from Bitcoin, I don't really think that I just don't think the competition actually really exists. I mean, look at this. Bitcoin Classic shuts down as staff claim Bitcoin Cash will rule in 6 months. I mean, that to me, news is over the top. I find that funny. The fact that the legacy chain is stuck at 1 megabytes and likely always will be confirms the cash chain's viability. Now the market will decide. I mean, you know, like, geez, Bitcoin didn't really drop that far, and even if it did drop anyway, it's just going to go up again. So I just find it all, I don't know, it's just a very mixture of opinions. But in terms of what I read with the whole SegWit and the New York agreement, and then what's been going on with cash afterwards and how much it surged, it's just, wow, just a lot of fast happening action going on around Bitcoin Cash. And they're just my personal opinions and thoughts. I don't personally have anything against Bitcoin Cash. I just think they serve two different purposes, and why not have two different coins that can coexist together and do positive things at the same time, but they're in their own power, in their own domain. That's what I think. So guys, I hope many of you didn't actually lose out money, and I hope you didn't lose money. And that's something that is very forgotten, and there's not enough attention actually in this space with cryptos. That people do lose money, and losing money is not something that's funny, and it's not something that you just put no attention on and go, oh, that doesn't really matter, oh, you've lost money, oh, it's an everyday thing. It's not an everyday thing. It's very important, and it's not a good thing. And I hope many of you have been okay throughout this Bitcoin Cash storm. And if you do watch this video, please, you know, leave a comment if you have been involved, and if you have lost your money, or if you're okay and you've just been sitting on the sidelines watching what's been going on. So yeah, anyway guys, take care of yourselves wherever you are. Make sure you drink lots of water and tea and have anything nice, and I will see you later on the next video. Bye bye.